So we've actually got a number of packages to go through, making this a really good final update of the year, I guess. I'll talk a bit more about why I'm probably not going to do next week's in a bit. For now, let's just start opening stuff. This here would be from the right stuff. I do not need that receipt, so let's see, they always have these interesting other things. Add this to the pile of right stuff things, trash. And this is this a re-release of it or a release on Blu-ray? Looks like a re-release of it, but it's always nice artwork. And what we got is the DVD collection version of The Garden of Sinners. Let's just open it. You can see here artwork on the back, and it looks pretty. Well, this is sticky. Makes me think I'm probably going to toss it. I won't be able to get it in there. We got the stereotypical Aniplex things. Purchase a We Want to Hear From You. So let's begin looking at the individual ones. We got Dantos. It's on DVD here. Let's turn this upside down so I can just start. Nothing hard. They are pretty thin, so it's just a kind of unusual way to release at least anime. They're not numbered as far as I can tell, but to a certain extent it almost doesn't matter since they're not even sequential. I do believe this is number 5. Fairy Tale. And then I would assume this is the last one. And finally, well, maybe that wasn't the last one. Maybe this is, because there is a sort of summary movie thing, a sort of extra disc, if you will. We got here a booklet with a lot of artwork. And some of it looks familiar. That's on the cover of the Blu-ray, and a lot of these also look familiar. So perhaps there's some similarity between the contents of that and the contents of the Blu-ray set. And then we got postcards here. Let's open it to take a look at the contents. Really nice quality prints. Neat. And that would be the contents of the Garden of Sinners DVD set, which originally was supposed to come out back in November, but saw some delays. But as you can see, it has finished coming out, and now we can enjoy it. Now, of course, that isn't all the anime. I've also got contents of this, which I need to receipts here. And now let's see. Guess we'll begin by talking about these. Hold on. These. We got Shakugan no Shana Seasons 1 and 2. So, well, I mean, Season 2's parts 1 and 2. So it looks like this is where part 1 is. Since I recently rewatched Shakugan no Shana, it'd be good for a good thing to rewatch since I remember the details of that a bit better. So all that's in here is that. It's a... Actually, I guess I should take a quick look at it, whatever artwork it has, since the other one doesn't have it. Yeah. And now, for Season 2 Part 1, we've got the standard reshape into DVD version, and then we've got our Blu-ray case here. And yeah, the contents of this are completely different from the other one, but now we've got our Shakugan no Shana complete second season. Let's see. Yeah. Let's just take a look. And then here within part 1, we've got a part of this right there. That's okay to lose, I think. We've got here, the red would be the DVD version, and the black would be the blue version, the Blu-ray version. Did I look at the back of that? It's always got nice artwork. And then we got part 2 of Season 2. So this we can toss. We got our DVD versions and our Blu-ray versions. And some familiar characters there. So that's Shakugan no Shana, which I don't know if it was delayed a whole lot or not. But the other thing that was in that box was a certain magical index, which looks to be a DVD-only release, based on the fact that it only says DVD on the side there, which is fine with me. And then we've got part 2 here. So this should be both parts of the season, and should contain all of it. Let's see. So like Shakugan no Shana, it came with this insert. But we don't need that since we've put both parts into one box. So, if we take a look, we've got part 1. It's a series I've been curious about, so I'm glad to finally start poking around it. But since it's the DVD only release, it's simple enough packaging, I guess. There we go. 4 discs, and this goes up to probably episode 24 or so. Alright. Now, that's not all of it. There's one more box. And the nice thing is that they all arrived today, so today was definitely a day for a nice big unboxing video. Let's see. see the receipt. Maybe it's mixed in with all these DVDs. So let's set these down and begin with this thing on the top, which is The Legend of Heroes. Not to be confused with The Legend of Legendary Heroes, I guess. And of course, since this is a Sentai release that's out on Blu-ray, there is an English dub on the back, as I mentioned. And I think what we'll find that, like the usual Sentai release, you know, it looks like it's a movie. I guess it's a movie. So they have the same artwork on both the DVD and the Blu-ray versions, but here we go, DVD and the Blu-ray version. Next up on this pile, we've got One Piece Season 4 Voyage 3. Which, who the fuck is that? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. It's nice to get more One Piece. Definitely looking forward to seeing a bit more of these. Nothing too complicated about the contents, of course. I think Season 4 has been fairly simple packaging, but anything that helps the release come out right. Let's do this next. We've got Steins Gate. And you know what? Let me quickly go over here, stumble through all those boxes I have, and get out Steins Gate Part 1 so that we can take this, remove the resizer, pull this out, and this, and we can see our two DVD versions and our two Blu-ray versions, just like that. And the reason I have this is because the old Part 1 release, I can now take this out, giving us Steins Gate. Don't think the update ends there. Next up, we've got the Tenchi Muyo OVA collection, re-release, and I got it, of course, because it is a DVD Blu-ray release, and I consider collecting the Blu-rays to be important enough that it's something to also do. Oh, we have some sort of booklet in here, which has pictures of characters. Now, here we've got that, which I don't need. So this is just the first 13 episodes of the Tenchi Muyo OVA story, and these are the DVDs. Oh, I see. 3 DVDs, 2 BDs. And so here we have the 2 Blu-ray versions. And the final thing released today would be the Tenchi Muyo movie collection, which also includes Blu-ray stuff. Now, seeing it as the artwork looks like that, I'm almost tempted to actually rebuy all the recent Tenchi stuff that's been re-released, simply because it would make everything kind of consistent. We've got the complete DVD edition, which has movies 1, 2. Oh, I see. This is movies 1 and 2, and then movie 3. Alright. We've got another booklet with more artwork. And then we've got a naked girl on the Blu-ray version, which divides up the movies in the same way. Looks like it's invertible. Was the other one invertible? I guess it was. Depending on which movie you want to have showing, I guess. But, I can see that it's, starting to look kind of similar there. Ryoko and, Aika on the side there. I guess if it was possible that it would have shown all of the characters, I might have been interested in getting all of them, but, oh well. So, there we go. That would be this week's very nice update. Except for Steins Gate Part 1, which of course I drew in so that Steins Gate Part 2 could go in the collection. But there you go, this week's update. So it's been a simple week for watching stuff, mostly because of this project here. Basically I've been rebuilding one of the drives on my anime media server while bringing it back up. Talk about that in a little bit. But for the stuff I did watch, well, I guess there was also a ton of Wii U playing that went on. But I did watch Is This a Zombie, which would be the first season of that, I think, because there's another TV series. And I have to say it was pretty amusing. A bit more clever than it caught me off guard. Now, that said, it didn't completely stay in that completely refreshing territory, but it was interesting nonetheless. It's hard to say how much more I could say, but yeah, it seemed like a pretty smart series. I think that was my impression going into it, and coming out of it, I thought similar. Like, it kind of knew what it was doing-ish. The only issue, I guess, is I guess it never really felt like it had a good focus, maybe. Maybe it didn't need it. I don't know. Let's see. I finished that. I also watched Level E, which actually, for the first 3 episodes, looked like it was going to be a pretty amusing series. Now, after that, it wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. Just not as crazy as I was kind of hoping it would be. It was a bit silly, funny, interesting ideas. It did keep me off guard all the way up until the end. So overall, I actually think I enjoyed that watch slightly more than Is This a Zombie. However, Is This a Zombie is much funner to describe to people simply because it introduces a what the fuck reaction. So, beyond that, let's see, what else did I do? I did finish Cowboy Bebop with that other person I was watching it with. I don't think there's too much I can comment on other than I did notice that the doctor that appeared near the end of the series appeared previously in the second episode. Nothing too earth-shattering. Just more like, I don't know why I never realized this before. No, instead it was more important that I rewatched Steins Gate. Because, I'm preparing to watch Steins Gate Part 2 today, and I kind of wanted to go over it again and just make sure I was really refreshed on what had happened, what people had said. And having done that, it was, I think, worthwhile at least for the first episode, and the rest of it was just entertaining to watch. So I finished that last night. I'm ready to watch Part 2 whenever that comes out. Well, whenever I put that on, I mean. I'm probably going to wait for the person I first watched Part 1 with tonight to watch it, so yeah, not a big rush. Yeah, I guess other than that, it was mostly just playing around on the Wii U. Playing around with the anime media server. Now that it's back, I can flip through my entire anime collection, just fire up random scenes and openings. So I've been doing that a whole lot because I've missed doing that. Granted, Disc 1 being an early disc means it has a lot of valuable series on it that I haven't been able to fire up, such as, Urusei Yatsura, which is the current project. But Yeah, there's that, and then there's I did watch The Hobbit. It was okay. Kind of a mixed bag, I thought. Some really good movie interpretations of it. Some poor ones, I thought. Overall, I thought that maybe they were a little drunk on having made the three Lord of the Rings films before. But I might see the next one depending on if there's only one more movie, then I'm going to watch it. If there's two more movies, then I'm probably going to hold off until I find out whether or not I'll think the second movie is worthwhile. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so again, the anime media server thing. So this is all related to next week. Next week, Tuesday is December, and basically, I'm not expecting to do an anime DVD collection update next week. Instead, next week's DVDs will be saved for the week after, and we'll just have to work around. I guess the week after would be New Year's, wouldn't it? Well, okay, I'll have to still figure it all out, but the basic idea is, what I'll probably do next week is do another walk through my apartment. It's still a mess, especially after this update, and I just throw everything on the floor and clean it up after recording. But part of that is somebody expressed an interest in the digital collection. So when I finish it, restoring disc 1 on the anime media server over the next couple of days, and then maybe fill it up with a couple of other things, I figure that by next week I'll probably be ready to record another walkthrough of the apartment, just a quick update. Maybe it'll also be a chance for me to take some DVDs that need to be moved into the shelves and move them into the shelves, so we'll find out. But yeah, I think that's what next week's going to be, and that's what's up with the anime media server. It just hasn't been working for a long time, and I did finally play around with it, found out which disk is preventing the system from booting, replaced it, and since the disk was bad, that means re-ripping everything that was on it, because I didn't do anything complicated. Overall, I think that would be everything. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise, y'all have a nice Christmas. I guess I'll say that next week. So y'all have a nice week, and enjoy your holidays.